gotten, only because I didn't know what I was doing and I trusted that my insurance company would take care of me. It didn't happen. I needed a good public adjuster. That's when I came across Mike Martinez.
Hey guys, Mike Martinez, licensed and bonded public adjuster. And you know what, guys? The number one question I get out there is, what is a public adjuster? Because, you know, believe it or not, a lot of people, the odd thing is that there's so many home insurance claims are being put out there, but a lot of people don't know that they have the right and they have the accessibility of having somebody represent them when they have damage. And that is exactly what a public adjuster is. A public adjuster is an advocate for homeowners or business owners when they experience damage, so that we can go out there and represent them and represent their policy. You know what? A lot of times people have no idea how to go out there and really interpret the information that's in that policy. That policy is written in such a way that you need to be a lawyer, right? In order to understand it, to fully understand it. But what it does mean, and what's in there in the policy, is that you have the burden of proof to prove your damages if you want to get paid. Right? So it falls on you to prove the damages. If you can prove the damages, then you get paid every single penny that you need to. The problem is that most people have no clue how to do that. And again, most people don't know what a public adjuster is. They don't know that they have the accessibility of having a public adjuster represent them without no out-of-pocket cost to begin that process, and to help them start that process and go on, until its fulfillment, right? With a public adjuster. Have your own representation. Have an advocate on your side. So what I'm telling you is that I don't care, where you are in whatever part of the country. Chances are you have the ability to either use a public adjuster or even a lawyer. And to be honest with you, most lawyers would just hire a public adjuster to do these things, because we specialize in these things. We know what it is that we're looking for, all the little details. They're not so much into it. They're more into personal injury or corporate law or whatever. But when it comes to the home, most law firms use public adjusters because we specialize in that, right? And that should be a lesson to you, because if you are a homeowner and you have no clue, how do I put this down in paper? How do I, let them know that, yes, that's my, my roof needs this and this and this and this. You need to be able to articulate that. You need to be able to put that in a report form. You need to be able to lay down your claim in such a way where there is no dispute. You are proving your burden. And that's exactly what we do. So again, if you're ever asked, what's a public adjuster? We're advocates for homeowners and business owners when they experience damage. Now, if you are a homeowner and over the last 12 months, you've experienced some damage and you haven't placed a claim yet, or if you've experienced some damage and you did call up and you were denied, in other words, they said, hey, you don't have a claim there, you don't meet the deductible, right? A lot of times it's because of the way you express that, or the fact that you didn't line your ducks the right way. You didn't say, hey, I got this damage and that damage and right? So they're just, on the surface, they're saying, hey, you don't have a claim there. 6 out of 10 claims are denied in the very first conversation. So that's something you want to keep in mind, right? It's always best to let a professional handle what a professional knows how to handle, right? And sometimes, as smart as you may be, as expert as you may be in your profession, this is just not what you do, and you don't know the details, and don't know how to lay it out. I'm telling you, your best bet is to hire a public adjuster, let them look at it, and if you've been denied, we can reopen that if it's within a year. And we can look at that and see if it makes sense for us to move forward, right? So Mike Martinez. You may be seeing this in a state where I am not, but I have associates in that state, and we can help you resolve any kind of any kind of issue. We'll take a look at it. There's no out-of-pocket cost for us to go over and look at your policy, look at your damage, and see if it makes sense, right? If it does make sense, we'll advise you, let's move forward, or you might be better doing this on your own or whatever, right? But the bottom line is, we're there as advocates for you. So remember that. Public adjusters are advocates for homeowners when they experience damage to their property. And I'll tell you what, guys, it behooves you to attend to the damage when it happens. Because when it happens, if you allow it to continue to grow, then they have and that's also in your policy, then they have, the right to say, we don't cover that because you had damage, you didn't handle it, now it got to a bigger stage, now it's a more costly repair, that's on you now, right? So you want to avoid that. So again, pick up the phone, give us a call. And if you've gone out there and you're in the process of, you just experienced some damage, a tree came down and hit your home, or you had hail damage, or, whatever, storm damage, pick up the phone, let us take a look at your policy, let us take a look at your damage and evaluate the situation for you. We will then advise you as to which is the best route for you to go. And then you can decide whether you want to, use a public adjuster or go with this on your own. But the best defense that you have is knowledge. The best defense that you have is knowing where you stand before you pick up the phone and call your insurance company. My name is Mike Martinez. Call the number that you see on this screen and we'll be able to help you. We'll be speaking soon. Thank you.